Alright, it's the entrance to the Texas Pinball Festival in Grapevine, suburb of Dallas, 2012. I guess I'll start here with the tournament machines. They have 5 AC/DC tournament machines, 2 Transformers, 1 Tron, a Medusa, Flash Gordon, and they used to have 2 EM machines in the corner. Ice Review and Quick Draw. Looks like Quick Draw is there, but Ice Review is gone. And Quick Draw is kind of been up and down all weekend. Looks like it's down again. There were 1, 2, 3, 4 tournaments. The EM and then the Flash Gordon Medusa were the classic. Tron and Transformers were modern. And then AC/DC, which is the newest machine from Stern, that was part of the shootout. So it looks like they still have the tournament going. A lot of people still playing. They're playing for the overall Texas State Championship, which requires you to be good on all the machines. And that should probably be over pretty soon. Let's take a look through here. Here's a Pinball arcade booth. These are the folks that do real pinball emulation on consoles and mobile devices. So they license out real pinball tables and make digital forms. Looks like they have Theater Magic there. The game should be out on Xbox Live Arcade probably by the time you see this video. It's already out on iOS and Google Android phones. Let's go down this way. There's quite a few video games, more than I remember last year. Looks like this place is all Star Trek for this area. We got Twilight Zone, Adam's Family, Pinball, Pride of Pinball, and Jackpot. There's the Austin booth, Pinball Arcade. There's Mickey. More videos. Those are the 2 machines from Pinballs, Ground Lizard and Flintstones. If you haven't been, Pinballs Arcade is fantastic. It's in Austin, Texas. They got over, what, 13,000 square feet or 100,000? Might be 13,000, I don't know. It's a big number. They got like between 80 and 100 pins there. Lots of old arcade games too. It's really awesome. We're very well run arcade. The people there are very nice. Definitely check it out. A lot of folks make the trip out there because in Dallas, from what I hear, there's no real place to play pinball. Actually, there's probably no real place to play pinball that way in most places, so it's definitely worth the trip. Some more pins. We got Iron Man and Pirates of the Caribbean. One of the vendors selling LEDs. And various other things. There's a multicade. Not a big fan of those. Go ahead. More vendors. Some tabletops. This is a big vendor. He's got a lot of pinball parts. A lot of stuff is very, very expensive. More than you would think. Pinball machines are, if you don't know pinball at all, and you know, somebody tells you what they cost, you probably wouldn't believe it. I mean, machines cost anywhere from, for really old or run-down machines, from $500-800 all the way up to like $10,000-15,000, depending on who you buy it from and what condition. New pinball machines, the ones that are made by Stern, run you anywhere from maybe low 4,000s all the way up to 10,000 or something like that. So they cost a lot, and the parts cost a lot too. And there's a lot of, as you can imagine, a lot of mechanical parts in these things, so they break down very often. There's a lot of modifications people put in them. They put LED lighting or animated parts of the pinball machine that weren't there, or they'll add color displays when they didn't have any. So there's a lot of aftermarket stuff in there. I wouldn't say it's a big business, but there's definitely a lot of vendors. There's a lot of EM games here, electromechanical. Those are the ones with the scoreboards that roll over. There's a Captain Fantastic, which is an Elton John game. Looks like they want 800. Firm. Pinball's Arcade in Austin. That's one thing they really don't have a lot of is EM games. If you want a lot of EM games, you need to go to the Pinball Hall of Fame in Las Vegas. They have tons. That was kind of cool. Roller Disco. I haven't played that one. Oh, that chick's blue. Interesting. She looks like Mystique, I guess, from X-Men. Some more video arcade games, and then we have a row of kind of just the classics. Classics are the ones that don't have the dot matrix, but they have LEDs or LCDs. All right. You'll probably notice a lot of these are down. There's a whole lot of pinball machines that go down. People bring all these machines from their own private collection or their own arcades, and they're all free to play. You pay one price to get in, and everything's set to free play. Now, you know people aren't carting things all the way over here they think aren't going to work. So the fact that there's so many non-working machines is telling, because they obviously packaged them up and brought them here to play. So if they're not working, I mean, they just break a lot. If you ever see the inside of a pinball machine, you will see just like miles of wire and just a ridiculous number of moving parts. Looks like this is a homemade virtual machine. Looks like it's running Windows. More EMs and classics. What's a Taxi? We used to have Taxi and Pinball when they took it out. This is kind of interesting machine. It's the world's largest pinball game, made by Atari. I don't know the year, but it's probably the early 80s sometime, maybe 82. It's a total guess. But it's huge. The ball looks like it's a cue ball. And if you look at this guy, you almost say, look how wide this thing is. It is absolutely gigantic. Hercules is sort of a misnomer. It should have been called Colossus or, I don't know, Giant or anything. Hercules is a strong guy. He's not a big guy. Anyway, this is the Atari Hercules. It plays pretty well. It's kind of fun. I played it once. The flippers are a little wonky. I thought I was going to be able to nudge it much, but you definitely can. I even tilted it once. So there's some play. You can actually put a little, put a little body English into it. It's a pretty fun game. Wargar, Pinball. Space Shuttle is a game that we don't have in Austin that kind of wish they would get. Pretty fun game too. There's Sven. Hi Sven. Part of the Austin crew. There's about, I would say a dozen, maybe more players from Austin here. A lot of them did pretty well. Nobody took home the gold, but a lot of people made it to the past the qualified rounds. Sven was one of those. He's always one of those guys that does well in tournaments. Also, I'm here with Aaron. Aaron qualified first in the AC/DC tournament. He had some bad luck, but he did very well too. He earned himself a couple of plaques while he was here. And I think $150 in prize money, which paid for his entry. It's better than I did. I actually had a pretty poor run. I should mention that today's Sunday, and on Sunday people tend to break down early, so there's some gaps where they've taken machines out already, packed them up, although they're not supposed to pack up early. I think there's an early withdrawal fee if you move your stuff out early. Because last year on Sunday, the lights were on, and a good portion of them had been moved out already by Sunday. This is an interesting two-player head-to-head joust game. Joust like the arcade game. So the two players simultaneous. I played this one with Taylor yesterday. It was fun, but we didn't really know the rules, so we just kept hitting the ball.
This also seems like the side to my left had an advantage. It always seemed to win, no matter who was on that side.
So, I don't know. Might have been the sensors were off or something. I think there was a skate ball that we already passed, so. That's another thing, there's a lot of duplicates.
I think that's a duplicate Star Trek we just passed too.
There's Space Shuttle, so let's go from there. I don't think I've played this one, Laser Cube. Should try that one now. Fish Tales, played that quite a bit in Austin. Speed. This is a pretty cool game, Space Invaders. Now initially I think it's based on the Space Invader license. Then you look and see that it looks like Alien from Aliens. All the artwork looks like H.R. Geiger. But upon closer inspection, you'll notice it's made by Bally, who had the Space Invaders license. It does have the little Space Invader video games. So the design of this game, or at least the art design, is like 90% Alien from Aliens, 10% Space Invaders, a video game. It's actually a pretty fun game too. It's very wide. So we have some newer games. Spider-Man, Lord of the Rings, Elvira from the 90s. That Medieval Madness, you can't see it real well, but it has a little sign above this color DMD. They actually have a dot matrix to display color, which is a rarity. In fact, I don't know of a single production machine that has a color dot matrix display. That's an aftermarket. I guess somebody's reprogrammed the ROMs to output distinct colors. It's pretty interesting that the lengths that people go through. There's a bonsai run. They have one of those in Austin as well. It's pretty interesting than that. What's interesting on that one is that it has a vertical playfield on the back glass. So there's an element in the game where you pass the ball up to the back glass and you play a vertical game of pinball. From what I hear, that's a pretty low production run game. Silver ball. This game's pretty fun too. Got some interesting back glass where the people have pinballs for abdominal muscles. And then there's kind of a weird picture of what looks like a guy having sex with a pinball machine. I don't know. Kind of weird. Strange Science, obviously a ripoff of Weird Science. Last year there was a game called Goldwing or something, and it looked like it was a straight ripoff of Top Gun without the Top Gun license. It was pretty ridiculous. So. And also that Space Invaders game we saw, I'm sure wasn't licensed by H.R. Geiger or Fox for the Aliens license. We got some more EM games. Laser War with its ridiculous back glass. Godzilla. Oh, there's a dog in here. More parts. Looks like these guys are engineers. Re-engineered pinball parts. Hey, Aaron. That's the guy I qualified first. He got $100 for putting up what 223 million on AC/DC. Just taking a tour. Oh wow, they must have sold a lot of the signs already. There's a whole bunch of them up there. Star Wars one was gone now. It's gone now. Oh, a lot of fishtails here. Let's see the better things. Red Train, the last row. Another bite of Pinball. A lot of these old EM games, they're very like a lot of poker ones, casino ones. In fact, this is the same back glass art. I don't know if you can tell. Like the girl in the back glass is the exact same girl in that back glass, just with a different dress, color dress. There's a lot of EM games like that. Some more pins, the ubiquitous Pac-Man Galaga combo. I've never seen horse 2. Too bad it's down. Time Machine, Black Knight 2000. One of my favorites, Swords of Fury. Please Believe It or Not, Space Mission. Orbiter 1 is a very interesting game. Let me show you some of the play. It's not traditional at all in that the playfield basically has 2 bumpers in the middle that look like they have magnets near them or something. The play is very erratic, as you can tell. It looks like somebody described it as like playing pinball where you're drunk. There are no ramps. A couple of drop targets, or 3 drop targets, a spinner. The ball can actually go behind your flippers and come back around. Very strange. Won some prizes sometimes. First place. It says best stern. Some of the back glass art is very sexual. Like that Silver Ball Mania one. And look at this one. They're practically naked on this one. Apparently the future means less clothing. A few EM games there that I missed. Another Fishtails. There's gotta be more Fishtails than any other machine here. Last year it was Funhouse, I think. Taxi. Okay, so this is the very end of the show here, or the very end of the exhibition. A lot of pinball parts here. Good luck finding what you need. Apollo 13 is an interesting game in that it has a 13-ball multi-ball. And what that means is that game breaks a lot. We had it at Pinballs for a while, but that sucker breaks all the time. Major Havoc's one of my favorite old school games. It's got one of those XY monitors, vector graphics. Got first prize for something, or what? Best arcade game, 3rd place. So excellent. The monitors are usually the first thing to go bad here. And apparently they're scarce and hard to replace. So this one has pretty good monitor. iRobot, I think this is the very first 3D game. Or at least the very first 3D arcade game. It's like from '83. It's got shaded, not cell shaded, but flat shaded polygons. Pretty interesting. There's probably the most famous vector game, Tempest. Another pinball emulator. Those are really hard to play, mostly because the playfield gets smushed. It's very hard to tell the perspective. This is a heavily modified Tron. What's a black glass? There's a lot of modifications on it. Got a lot of custom lighting on it. I wonder if that disc lights up during this multi-ball. Wow, that looks really nice. I think I got Grand Champion or something. Got a big ass ribbon. Oh, it's got a color DMD or a blue one anyway. Yeah, it's just blue. Never seen a blue DMD. Lunchboxes. Looks like just retro stuff. This is the loading area. I don't know if you can see that guy. That's Steve Ritchie in the back there. Oh, it looks like he just had a view down. Steve Ritchie's a famed pinball designer. He was here giving a talk, I think. And we're sort of coming back around.
Oh, this is an interesting one. I can't see it. It's like a square table, big square table, with a pinball machine in it. Spectra 4. Oh, you can rotate it too. Apparently you can rotate the pinball for different players. Interesting. Alright, I think that's pretty much it. Go back to the Mystic looking chip. So anyway, that's a tour of, let somebody else take a video. That's Texas Pinball Festival 2012. Alright, so I'll see you next year.